Captain's Log, Subdate 200810.1. We have finally docked with the USS Arcadia. Unpacking has been a tad tedious, but I am excited to finally leave the crater that was Roulier. While engineering set up vital systems, I've taken the docking bay as my temporary bridge. Right then, I guess we made it. Well done us. Docking wasn't a complete success. There's a few scratches on the port side, thankfully hidden. We won't talk about that. Big thanks to Curious Cucumber on DeviantArt for being the fantastic architect of this docking bay. Link below. Before we start, I'm going to stream on Twitch tonight. If you're at all interested, please consider swinging by. Oh, and welcome to the USS Arcadia, named after the second city of Gallifrey. I'm going to blow that place up too. Yes. Anyway, today, new outfit as well, we're going to go to war with YouTube. Cringy, I know. But this time for a very good reason. On Friday, I released the 19th this week at Twitter. Upon upload, it was not only instantly demonetized, but it was also manually reviewed, meaning I was not permitted the opportunity to see what I had done wrong, which was another issue that had arisen. I was given no feedback, whereas on previous uploads I had been given feedback indicating where I had tagged my video incorrectly. I was afforded none with this. I was initially worried, but I thought, oh well, half the videos in this series are demonetized anyway, by YouTube standards. I have, over the weeks, tried to find things less controversial and simply things I could point and laugh at. But alas, I have been unsuccessful in fully removing myself from the more politically charged commentary that makes me chuckle a bit more than it should. Last week I covered certain subjects where I had blanked out profanity, and I touched on a case that affected two content creators, one of whom doesn't really use the site anymore, that lost a case. Not going to name names, because that may well be the one that got the video demonetized. I also use tags, and I'm very careful with those tags, because I'm very much aware what will and will not get approved. But I do use TubeBuddy, and for the most part it is very helpful in ensuring the tags are not only correct, but reach my average audience. While I will happily concede my videos are trash at the best of times, I do have a core audience of lovely, lovely people who very kindly support what I do. It is a consistent audience. So when you see less than half your audience received the video, to the point where many actually ask me if I have actually put out a video, or they've gotten no notification, one then starts to wonder and worry that perhaps they've been buried. A few weeks ago I was concerned because of sub loss, and it was because of the annual bot sub purge. And I also knew that that video alone wasn't going down negatively overall with my channel, because my sub count on Creator Studio was still going up, which meant something else had happened, something else that should not have happened at all. But it was one that concerns me, because today is another litmus test. If this video gets buried, then I've got a problem, a huge problem. But I am now going to make a little announcement. If you are at all interested, please consider mirroring the Fridays this week at Twitter number 19 and this video. You don't have to link back to me, although I'm not going to say no if you do, but you have my full consent to mirror my content. I am also now going to shill BitChute. Granted, the comments I get over there are brutal by comparison to what I get on YouTube, but I love it regardless. I am growing on that site too, and I'd very much like to try and get to 10,000 followers. As much like with YouTube, although it starts at 100,000, you are awarded a plaque, and I very much would like one. Going back to the story of what happened though, I did on Friday get very cross with YouTube on Twitter. I'm not going to show the tweet, but I will link it down below. But I didn't get a response, which is unsurprising, because YouTube by and large don't generally respond. Someone did say they respond with bots. That might well be true, but I have seen enough interactions with them and other creators to indicate there is in fact somebody on occasion operating the Twitter handle. the syntax is a bit of a giveaway. So on Saturday, while in a VC with one of my patrons, it was suggested I re-upload the video. So I did. The video is 13 minutes long, 11 and a half if you ignore the outro. But I like my outro, I don't care what you think. So I did it, and within 3 minutes of uploading it, it had been manually reviewed and rejected again for monetization. So I just demonetized the video entirely and put a picture of that on Twitter to prove it is grey. If you see ads, no, you should not. I then shielded the video as I normally do and left it at that. We are now 2 days later and the views are still less than 50% of what they usually are. And it is a huge dip when the Exhibition of Stupid People 48 hit 11,000 views. This week at Twitter, the average is between 5,000 to 6,000, hit 1.8, which is, by the way, fantastic regardless. Of course it is. However, all year, in fact for the last 2 to 3 years, I've been very consistent in my viewer retention, which normally comes around the 5,000 to 8,000 view mark. With the video being hit twice within minutes of it being uploaded, with me being offered no feedback, I'm in a position where I don't know what on earth is so controversial about the video. Others suggested it's because of the word on the thumbnail, the acronym for This Week at Twitter. But since half the videos are monetized, I'm inclined to disagree, but I will happily scrub it for future uploads. And since I spoke about Ellen DeGeneres on Thursday concerning bullying and Jake Paul when he got raided, I'm equally confused when they are marginally more controversial than the subjects I discussed in This Week at Twitter number 19. So upon this happening again, I decided to directly and calmly message them on Twitter or tweet at YouTube creators. And I got lip service as a response, which is where the comments of them being a bot came from, because both responses seem to ignore the fact I was not given the equivalent on YouTube of due process, nor given a reason for why the video was demonetized. I did ask for help from other larger news reporting channels. Perhaps I should have tagged the quartering, but in truth, nobody would respond to me. And I get it, I really do. With Jake Paul's house being raided, I doubt anyone's interested in helping, well, any creator really. Is it worth talking about that? No. And I get it, so I'm not going to be salty, it's merely me understanding the circumstances. But I am concerned, because you've done it on one video and one video alone, YouTube, and you've put me in a very difficult position. I put a lot of time into that video because it was the prelude to this video, in the sense of a new setting, new ship, and I was trying to set up for that. But nobody would have seen that, and that's unfortunate. And since all I do in those videos is mock silly things seen on a platform, and I don't bully people, I'm very concerned that you can just arbitrarily and subjectively bury someone, which is what you've done. You buried my video. I know this because of how well all previous videos in the series have done, for one to just bomb. I know to a lot of people this will seem like a non-issue, but because of coronavirus and me being self-employed, I lost nearly all of my work. I only managed to get one contract back recently. One. And it's not a big earner. It's just enough to pay a couple bills. I'm grateful to have the work. Of course I am. And I'm hopeful that I can earn more contracts back in the future. But I have to rely on this as a source of income. And I don't want to. I never wanted to. But my hand has been forced. It's not like the employment market is wide open right now. If anything, it has gone the opposite way because of how poorly the government has handled this and how irrationally companies have reacted by firing thousands. So I have to think a bit smarter and try and find a way to adapt, again as I've always tried to not only maintain a level of consistency, but also to retain my monetization. So I don't have to say the following: please like and share the video, because I don't like saying that. But again, with the hand being forced, one is offered very limited options. Consider this an opinion video, but for the most part, unlike previous opinions, a 100% unscripted rant at YouTube for burying me and giving me no reason why. with what I'm discussing today. I would love to know what you think. Please do let me know in the comments down below to drive up that engagement. If I don't see you tonight on Twitch, I hope you'll have a fantastic Monday, and thank you all for listening.